All right, welcome back to Perdido Key Gaming. We got some more role-playing games, some blasts from the past. Starting up with Twilight 2000. Pretty basic game from Game Designers Workshop, famous for their all sorts of stuff, war games and things like that. Lost the original box to this. So we got Twilight 2000, post-apocalyptic role-playing game, mostly based around troops that were in Europe at the time, and they're trying to do stuff after a nuclear attacks and stuff like that. But 1984, it's pretty much a role-playing game. Got the same sort of things like attributes, and for the character generation you got fitness, agility, constitution, stature, intelligence, education. You roll dice, but you can move move the scores around to fit your character, whatever you want to do. It's not just American soldiers. You got all European soldiers. You can, have Russian soldiers, Brit soldiers, French soldiers. They get a lot of basics on how to, play the game and everything like that. But part one of combat, knockdown, body combat, actions you can take and everything like that. So it's kind of, light on the game system, as it were. You gotta get a map, of basically Germany and Poland, and a bunch of referee charts. This character sheet's seen better days. Got equipment lists, of course. It's both of these ones we're looking at today are light on the rules but heavy on the equipment listings. Let's put it that way. Then beginning adventure, escape from Calais, or I think that's College, the way it's pronounced. But got some filled out character sheets here. Start rushing there. And list of enemy units, Russians that were in the area. Of course, back in '84, it was still the Warsaw Pact versus the U.S. The other game we got, another post-apocalyptic game, the Morrow project, which is basically set in the far future. And your characters were frozen back in the day, and they emerge into a world of mutants and things like that. So kind of cheesy. It's the only I don't think there was much to it. I mean, have a scenario, the ruins of Chicago. But yeah, it's like I said, the game system's pretty light. You got a whole bunch of things, what missiles hit what cities and everything like that. Kind of scary, of course. A bunch of stuff about creating your characters and everything like that. Movements, actions, how many movements you can do based on your dexterity. Some rules in case the radiation gave your character psionic capabilities and things like that. So if you want to add that to your game. I don't think this was actually by any particular company, games company, but the Morrow project, care of Timeline Limited in Lansing, Michigan. And I'm not real sure when this game came out, But, well, 1980, there you go. Kevin Dockery and Robert Sadler. But yeah, it's a role-playing game. They got a lot of rules on movements and actions and how to do combat and things. But like I said, both of these games are heavy on the equipment. So there's just tons of information about equipment. That's the main part of the game, you know. Vehicles and armored suits and, you know, things about the, you know, scientific vehicles and things like that. There's really no rules for robots or anything like that. But so it's a pretty good game for the equipment and equipment charts and things like that. There's a mutant right there, huh? Mutant clobbering one of the guys over the head. But then, yeah, it's an old game. Played it a couple of times. I remember with my brother and some friends and things like that, you know. But you got a bunch of these, you know, listing of organizations and, you know, what their tech level is and how many folks are and what they're doing, just in case you need some NPCs, fauna and flora, of course, some of these things that are mutated, and you know, that's basically it. But yeah, it's obvious that both of these games were kind of created by either former military personnel or things like that, because there's, you know, lots and lots of equipment with, you know, the fairly accurate stats. Like I said, you got your map of where Chicago got clobbered. Yeah, it looks like Great Lakes. Yeah, it got some radiation there. Anyway, but yeah, that's basically it for this for that game. You know, this video is kind of short. You didn't need very much information about it. And it's been quite a while since I've actually played it. So, but the rules are simple because, you know, it's more of based on equipment and things like that. So that's it for the Morrow project. You know, and the other game was Twilight 2000, both post-apocalyptic, post-nuclear attack kind of games, role-playing games anyway. One's from, you know, the Morrow project, and one's from Game Designers Workshop, you know, a very famous company. But that's all I got. If you like what you see, got some questions about these fairly old role-playing games, you know, please leave a comment, hit like and subscribe, and we'll see you tomorrow for some more Perdido Key Gaming.